I'm going to see more apartments today. I'm excited. I'm going to see 3 apartments, 1 on the Upper West Side, 2 on the Upper East Side. 2 of them I'm really excited about. One of them, I think the monthly maintenance fee is too expensive for me. Technically I can afford it, but it won't make me comfortable. My realtor knows that I'm a content creator, but I don't know like how appropriate it is to make content while I'm like looking for an apartment. So I don't know how much you guys are going to see of it. And if I'm putting an offer in on the apartment, you won't see it at all because I don't want to share that information. But I'm excited. One of them is like, it's the first one that we're seeing and I'm really, really, really excited about it. It has a doorman, an elevator. The apartment looks perfect and nobody's lived in it before. But it like still has a little charm. The only thing it doesn't really have is like somewhere to put a dining room table, but I don't currently have a dining room table. So like I'll figure that out. It's got a big, beautiful bathroom, no tub though. And then the second apartment that I'm looking at has pretty much everything that I'm looking for as well. It's just on the Upper East Side versus the Upper West Side. So that's that. Also, I'm literally in my pajamas, so I gotta get dressed. Also, I don't know what's going on with my voice, okay? I've like lost it. I think it's because it's cold outside and my chest is like not okay with it. Really me right now trying to film a YouTube video and a TikTok video. Slay. What do we think of this double collar? Do we like it? Should I unbutton it? I think I'm gonna keep it. I kind of like it. Ignore the fact that my apartment is an atrocious mess. This is the outfit we're going with. If you don't like it, that's too damn bad. I think it makes me look like an art teacher and I kind of like it. So let's go. Okay, I opted out of the poncho because I realized I'm not gonna be taking my jacket off because we're just going in apartments to look at them. So, but I added a scarf. So it's freezing today. My God, incredible. Okay, let's give you guys a little update. So I saw 3 apartments. I loved all 3. They all had their like perks and they all had their downfalls, whatever. Then I went to lunch with my grandfather because I was like, my grandfather's a very smart businessman. He will give me all the great advice. And let me just tell you, that man, love him, gave me great advice. And I put an offer in on the format. It is not necessarily what I thought I would originally go for, but it has a doorman, it has an elevator. It literally checks off every single one of my boxes except for a fireplace, and there's no brick wall. But a brick wall is more like, I want it. And now I just called my realtor. He's putting an offer in right now. And now I'm walking through Central Park because I live in New York City. I'll obviously keep you guys updated, but I do need to call my father back right now. So yeah, because he's also like, he just tells me what he thinks is great and what isn't. So that's the truth right there. Also, this pathway is so icy. You can ice skate on this. Look at this. You can ice skate on it. That was 2 days ago. I put the, also the reason why my voice is gone is because I have this nasty cough. Ugh. I stayed home all day yesterday. I did nothing, canceled all my plans. I was supposed to have a date yesterday and a date today. Canceled them because I don't feel well, but I feel well enough that I can tell you guys how I'm doing with my apartment purchasing. So I saw 3 apartments. I actually liked all of them. The first time I saw apartments, I saw 5 apartments and I only liked 1. This time I saw 3 and I loved all 3 of them. I sat for an hour and a half with my grandfather going through like what I liked about them, what I didn't like about them, like the pros list, the cons list. We looked at it the first way of like, which apartment do I like the most things out of? And then which apartment has the things that doesn't have the things that I'm looking for. It was like really an hour and a half of like going back and forth of like, okay, I think this apartment, no, I think this apartment, no, I think this apartment, no, I think this apartment. And after talking with my grandfather, who is a very, very, very smart man and also has lived in New York City for forever. I don't know. He's 90 and I think he's lived here. He lived in California for like 3 years, but other than that, he's lived in the city. So the man knows New York City. And after deciding all of that, I decided to put in an offer. I did go in at full ask, which is usually, in my opinion, it's a buyer's market right now. You can disagree with me, whatever, but like I'm experiencing a buyer's market right now, in my opinion. And for the first apartment that I put an offer in on, I did not go in at full ask, and they didn't even counter. They didn't like me. She didn't want to sell it. She wanted to lease it. She lied about it. It's fine, whatever. But this time I did go in at full ask. I'm not going to tell you guys the price of it or anything. I'm really not going to tell you much about it, but I will walk you through kind of like my decision process of why that apartment and not the others. I will say one of them I'm keeping in mind for a backup, because if I don't get this one, like I may want to put an offer in on another one. I just probably will need to go see it again. So there were 3 apartments. One was on the Upper West Side, 2 were on the Upper East Side. I'm also not going to tell you which one I'm going with. All of them had elevators. So an elevator is now a non-negotiable for me. The first apartment that I fell in love with that I put an offer in on didn't have an elevator. And then now looking at these ones, I was talking to my real estate agent and I was like, no, I really want an elevator. Like that's something that I really want in my building, because I have health conditions and things like that. I don't want to be walking up and down a bunch of stairs. And I don't really want to be on the ground floor. So because of that, I am looking at an elevator building. All 3 had elevators. 2 of them had doorman. 1 of them had like a virtual doorman, which is fine. I do prefer doorman just because, I don't know, I like it. It's nice. 1 of them had a rooftop, which is really freaking cool. Like I've never had a rooftop. My grandparents don't have a rooftop. So it's like, I don't know, that's kind of cool. 1 of them was like really big. Only 1 of them had a washer and dryer in unit. The other ones, one you could put it in and the other one had it in the basement. Washer and dryer in unit isn't the most important to me. I do want it because it's convenient, but it's not the most important thing to me. So I'm not going to like buy an apartment based off of it having or not having a washer and dryer. So what am I trying to say? The first thing was first is I kind of looked at the price of the apartments. All 3 of them were very different prices. One of them was like $200,000 less than the others. And one was $100,000 less than the other. And that was really important to me because obviously money is a big thing. And, you know, depending on the price of the apartment, you have to put more down and stuff like that. So I am staying within a budget, but one of these was like $200,000, like not really cheap, but like cheaper than the rest by $200,000. And that one was a top contender for a second, but it needed quite a bit of work in the kitchen and it didn't get a lot of natural light. And like, this is what I do. Like I do this all day. So natural light to me is pretty important. It had enough that I could get away with it. It just would be not ideal to me. It did not have washer and dryer in unit and it didn't have a doorman. And I kind of ruled that one out pretty quickly because I decided that like, yes, it was the most affordable option, but just because it's the most affordable option doesn't mean it's the right option. And I'm kind of like trying to like train myself on that because sometimes I'm like, oh, let's just go with the cheapest option. But this is like a very big purchase that like I'm going to live in for a very, very long time. So I need to make a smart decision on it. So after like a lot of discussion back and forth, I kind of ruled that one out. I'm still thinking about it because I do really like it. It is really beautiful inside. The layout is really interesting and really cool. And it does have a lot of space and the bathroom is great. And the kitchen, once I remodeled it, would be great. And because of the lower price, I would be able to afford to remodel that pretty quickly. Yes, I'd have to get co-op approval, stuff like that, whatever. Then there was another apartment. It was the most expensive apartment, and that's kind of what was like deterring me from it. There was a lot of other things that I really liked about it. There was also things that I don't want to say I didn't love about it, but like it wasn't what I pictured myself living in New York City. I always pictured myself in like an apartment like this, like with a lot of character and a brick wall and charm and things like this. And this apartment, while it is in a pre-war building, it has been like gut renovated and is now, like, I don't want to say it's a white box, but it's a white box. And I was talking with my grandfather about it and he's like, well, that's what our apartment was when we first moved in. They moved in like the 70s. And he goes, we had to gut renovate this place. And yes, if you're paying for something that's very expensive, you're not going to be able to gut renovate it, but you don't have to gut renovate it because it's already been renovated. You just have to add your charm into it. And I was like, oh my God, Grandpa, you're right. So after talking with him, I kind of put that one on the top of the list. And then there was one that I'm absolutely not going to go for because of the monthly maintenance. So the thing about monthly maintenance is it does cover more than just like, it covers a couple different things. I'm not going to go into it just because like I'm not the smartest person when it comes to that. I don't know everything. And like every apartment complex I believe is different or apartment building is different. But it had the highest, it was almost double the monthly maintenance of the other 2 apartments. And monthly maintenance does not go towards mortgage. It literally is money, essentially like rent that you're just throwing away. In my personal opinion, again, whatever. It does come with perks, like it covers different perks and whatever. And typically when an apartment has more perks, the monthly maintenance is more expensive, especially when you have doormen. So it was literally twice as expensive as the other ones. And I was just like, that, I just can't justify that. And the thing about monthly maintenance is they can go up every year. Once everything is finalized with my apartment, I will speak with a lawyer and I will be able to see all of the monthly maintenances from the past to see how much it increases. But that being said, like I just could not justify, it was $2,500 for the monthly maintenance. I couldn't justify that because that's on top of the mortgage. And yes, this apartment was cheaper, but because of how much the monthly maintenance was, it made it the exact same price. And you're not going to get that back. So I ruled that one out. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was in a boutique building, so it was smaller. It was in a great location, but it just wasn't right for me. It just wasn't right for me. So I'm still waiting to hear about my offer. I talked to my real estate agent last night and the seller kind of came back with something that we are discussing. So yeah, I'm still waiting to hear about that. I don't want to get into too much detail about what they said, but we're negotiating. So yeah, I'm waiting to hear about that. Obviously, guys, I will tell you what happens, but everyone cross your fingers and your toes and your legs and everything because I do really want this place. I think it is really great. But I do know that 2 weeks ago, I was obsessed with another apartment that I could not stop thinking about and I didn't get it. And so if I don't get this apartment, it will be okay. There will be another one. It just wasn't meant to be mine. I really fully believe that what is for you won't pass you. So if this apartment is for me, it will not pass me. But yeah, I'm really excited. So hopefully that all made sense. I know I'm like a yapper and a rambler, so hopefully you guys understood that. Anyways, I'm gonna go lay back down on my couch because my throat's killing me.